Hey, it's the Mike Rogers Show, and today, once again, we have part 2 of our interview with Suzy Moon. And Suzy is touring the United States. She's in Cleveland tonight, playing with the Briefs and the Dead Boys. Can you believe it? God, that's so cool. Here she is, Suzy Moon, ladies and gentlemen. A big applause. Yay.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, so Suzy, you played in Savette. And then Savette broke up, or you left the band, or what happened with that?
It was a natural thing. Our time had come. Like I said earlier in the previous interview, I was the youngest in the band by about 5 years. So by the time I was in my early 20s, some of the girls wanted to settle down, have a family. They were kind of over touring, and we had accomplished a lot for all-girl group from Long Beach, California. Like, we really did well, and I'm so proud of what we did together. The band kind of dissipated. That's all good. Who knows? Maybe someday there'll be a reunion. I don't know. But I decided to take some time off because I didn't graduate high school like a normal kid. I had worked jobs in between tours, but I really just need a period of time to be a normal person and have some stability, not be packing 3 weeks and going on the road. So I got an apartment in Hollywood. I signed up for classes at Los Angeles City College, and I got a bar in downtown LA. And for 2 years, I just lived and experienced a lot of, normal shit that people do. Happenstance, the bar I worked at is called the Redwood Bar in downtown LA.
A famous bar.
Famous rock and roll bar.
Yes.
And they have live music pretty much every single night. So you can imagine it didn't take long before I got jealous of watching stage every night and saying to myself, now, I used to do that. I think I could do that again. So I started writing music again. I picked up my guitar and just started writing. And I had contributed a few full songs to the 2 Savette albums that I was a part of. So, I've always loved songwriting ever since I was very young. But kind of just embracing, like, this is me. This isn't in the world of Savette. This is a Suzy thing. What do I want my songs to sound like? A lot of music poured out of me for about 6 years, and I had started a band called Turbulent Hearts.
Oh yeah.
All with people that I'd met through the Redwood Bar. In fact, I even wrote a song called Redwood Nights about the Redwood Bar because it was really like our home base,
Yeah.
I was either working there or hanging out there, just for a few years. It was like everybody was at the Redwood, and everything was centralized around that area. And I had such a good time playing with Turbulent Hearts. I like to refer to it as Suzy Moon solo with training wheels on, because that band we didn't have really large aspirations. We were happy being sort of like a local rock and roll group, but I got to play so much that I got comfortable being a front woman and leading the band and telling people, oh, this is how I want my song to sound, really just growing as an artist and figuring out who it was that I am, for the public's consumption, basically. So we had so much fun. We did end up going to Europe 3 summers in a row. We played Rebellion Festival and some festivals in Germany, toured around, and that's great because I had these contacts from the Savette days who were happy to hear that I was still doing something new.
Hello?
Hey, I'm so sorry about that. But where were we? Turbulent Hearts.
Yeah.
So we self-released 3 EPs, 5 songs each. So that's a good chunk of music that, I released over the course of about 6 years and really just got comfortable leading a band, like I said. And then in 2019, Turbulent Hearts played Punk Rock Bowling Festival in Las Vegas. That was the first year that Punk Rock Bowling had the main stage and then the kind of smaller stage for like up and coming sort of bands. We were on that smaller stage. And when I was looking through the list of other bands that, I was seeing like these bands are on my level. I want to be friends with bands who are like my peers. It's not the Descendants, like other local bands, And I came across a band called the Split Seconds, who were playing the day at the same stage as us. And I loved their music. It reminded me of like Buzzcocks, just that 77 thing that I just love so much. And I was really looking forward to seeing that band. And then the day that we go to play, and by the way, I've never been so nervous for a show in my entire life as I was for Punk Rock Bowling 2000. I was like shaking, like really, really nervous. And I had played huge shows with Savette, but this one felt really important to me because it was like, I finally did it, like something big, really monumental show for me. Anyway, long story short, the singer for the Split Seconds, Drew Champion, and we just hit it off right away and found out that we have all the same favorite bands, all the same favorite everything, and we've been together ever since. So, Drew now plays lead guitar in Suzy Moon Band. So there would be no Suzy Moon Band unless Drew and I had come together at Punk Rock Bowling in 2019, because with Turbulent Hearts, I was trying to do everything on guitar and sing. And then for him, Split Seconds, he's really a lead player, but he also had to sing. And I just wanted to focus more on singing, and he just wanted to focus more on guitar playing, So joining forces, we both got to create like our dream project, where like we get to shine and do the thing that we want to do.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's a DC boy. He grew up in Washington, DC, and I was still living in Los Angeles. He moved out to LA, and we got an apartment together. And then the pandemic hit, and everything just shut down, and we were so bored. And by that point, I'd lived a good 30 years in Los Angeles and kind of felt like I'd played every bar, knew everybody there was to know in music. There weren't really any challenges for me, and I needed a change of scene. So we packed up everything and we drove across country to move to DC, which ended up being the best decision ever because an old friend of mine, Patty Bowe, who played bass in a band called River City Rebels that I was a fan of.
Oh, I know that band. Yeah.
Yeah. He lived in New Jersey, and he said, hey, if you ever need somebody for your band. And I was like, dude, I would love to have you play bass in this new solo project I'm doing, and New Jersey and DC aren't that far from each other. So like right away I'd moved, and all of a sudden I've got a lead guitar player, I got a bass player, I got me, I got my songs, a band is coming together,
Yeah.
Drew called his drummer from the Split Seconds, who I'd also met at Punk Rock Bowling, and now we've got a drummer for the band. And that's when the Suzy Moon Band really became a real band, was about July of 2021. So
wow, what I can't believe it. So you guys have been together for like a year and 4 months.
Yeah.
And you've had so much success in this time.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's amazing.
It's really cool.
I get like, 250 or 300 songs a week. So I can't keep track of anything.
Sure.
But I had thought you guys had been playing for like 5 or 6 years or something like that.
Oh,
for as much success that you guys have been getting. That's incredible. That's
Thank
really a triumph of the will.
You're funny.
So
yeah.
So
we're just gonna quote Rocky Horror Picture Show for the rest of our interview.
Yeah, that's right. A triumph of the will. He's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, so we have released 2 EPs and 1 full-length album.
2 EPs, okay.
Yeah. The timeline's a little funny because before I got the band that I'm playing with live, I had actually already recorded the first EP and most of the full length before I left Los Angeles. So the Call the Shots EP, I had done in LA back in 2020. And I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen with it or anything like that. And then Pirates Press Records called and was like, what do you have? And I had that EP basically ready to go. So it just worked out nicely that I had recorded and had something like that was ready to be released, And I had started recording the full-length album also right before Drew and I moved across country, because all the songs were written in Southern California and I wanted it to be like my Goodbye California record. Got such an LA sound to it, you know? So we recorded it in Long Beach, where I grew up, in the back of a music shop that I used to buy strings at when I was 16, you know? But again, this was all before Pirates Press Records asked me if I had anything and if we were, you know, maybe going to work together. So I must have had some sort of foresight, you know? But really what I felt at the time was just, I had this chunk of songs and they needed to be recorded because I couldn't get them out of my head, and I couldn't move on with my life until this musical chapter was like, and, you know? And then once we got to the East Coast, Dumb and in Love was not quite finished yet. And now I had my band and I'd written songs. I'd written Animal, Gold Record Autograph, and I had Sonic Attraction. So we went into a recording studio in New Jersey and we recorded the Animal EP, basically to buy us more time to get the record finished, you know? So really, if you do this chronologically, Dumb and in Love is the first in the trilogy. And then it goes Animal, as far as what order these songs were written in.
Wait, this is off the subject. I mean, kind of, but so Pirates Press, they're sitting there having a meeting. What are we gonna release? I don't know. Come on, someone's got an idea here. Why don't you call Suzy Moon? Okay, I'll call up Suzy. Hey, Suzy, do you have a record to? That's incredible. I've never heard of a record label calling an artist and saying, "Hey, do you have any music that we can put together for an album?" That's amazing.
To be fair, you know, I'm good friends with a person who basically put me on their radar, you know, and it really was an organic thing. Veek, her name is Veek, who works at Pirate Records. She's my go-to girl, and she's the one who really fought for me to be on the label, and she believed in me, and she saw potential, you know. And we have a mutual friend, Lisa Johnson, rock photographer. I don't know if you along the way, but she was the Warped Tour photographer for 20 something years. Like all the Warped Tour compilation records. I mean, she shot photos of Nirvana, some of the most famous Nirvana photos you've ever seen. She's a world-renowned rock photographer and another mentor of mine. So she really kind of like bridged the gap between me and Pirates Press Records. And then it was the label who I spoke with and sent her the songs. And, you know, the CEO of Pirates Press Records, Skippy, he loved the songs and he was like, let's, you know, so it worked out. It was meant to be.
That's just amazing. Your life, you got to make, and do you keep a diary now, Suzy?
I used to when I was younger, but you know, I don't have time.
But someday you're going to have to make a documentary movie about this.
It's pretty crazy.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And most musicians dream all their life about getting like a review in a magazine, and they never get it. And they never get it, and they want to get a review in a magazine, a call from a record label or whatever, and it just never happens. And I'm saying that's like 99% of all musicians are like that. So you've lived, of course it's from effort, but you've lived a charmed life.
I would say a very blessed life. Yeah. But I do feel like this is my gift that I was given, and it's a job. It's bigger than me. It's not really that, I mean, maybe I have special qualities that I add to it, but it's a gift from God, and it's my mission from God to do this. And if I didn't do it, that would be wrong. So I'm just I got ideas, and I have a little voice, and I go out and it becomes a big voice, you know, and I'm really grateful for all of the amazing things that I've gotten to do, you know, but I pray and I thank for it all day long, you know, because I do think it's bigger than me, and it's too unreal for it to be, you know, all self-made, you know.
So Dumb and in Love was released when?
September 23rd, 2022. Yeah.
So where can I buy this record? It's available on vinyl, right? Is it
It
available
is.
on CDs too?
No, they're not doing CDs. The CDs don't sell as much as they used to.
Mm.
You know, there's talk about maybe bundling the first 2 EPs together and re-releasing them as a back to vinyl, which might come with a CD. We might do that. But just the format of vinyl, if anyone's just learning about me for the first time, you know, the visual side of the art is also so important to me, and have these little kind of characters and worlds for each record that visual goes along with the music, you know. And so that larger format of a vinyl packaging, you get bigger pictures, it's brighter, you get colored vinyl, all that stuff. So as an artist, it's really it's satisfying to have it in that form.
So you can buy it anywhere.
You can buy it a lot of places. I don't know what record stores in Japan may carry it, but
I'll bet you every record store carries it here. There's still lots of record stores in Japan.
Yeah. There are a lot in the US too. For a while, like there weren't as many, but then a lot of new ones popped up. But for anyone who wants to order it, I believe you can get it from piratespressrecords.com, shipped internationally. I don't know what the international cost is. We also have a European merch distributor, T-Mom Merch, and she does a great job of shipping internationally. At least in Europe, that's going to be a cheaper shipping price. I know some people have ordered it from Amazon. I'm not the biggest fan of Amazon, but if that's the way that you got to get it, you know.
Yeah. Is it available on MP3 too? Also?
Yeah. I
okay.
recommend ordering it through Bandcamp if you're going to do a digital download.
Yeah.
Bandcamp is probably the best way to do that.
Okay. Bandcamp has just recently become popular, so I'm trying to push it. Tell people it's not that hard.
So I don't know if you have a platform that you friends with somebody who I can maybe link up with Pirates Press Records and maybe find a way to make it easier for Japanese fans to get to the music, because that could be beneficial for both parties.
Okay, so I won't talk about this too long, but there's an interview I have with a guy named Gaku Kamachi, and the title of the YouTube video is "Do You Want a Japan Release?" So I recommend, because I get this all the time from people. I want to have a Japan release. I want to have a Japan release, but there's so many specific rules and the ways to do things to get a Japan release, and someone like you would get a Japan release and a tour. It will come together. It won't be just a release or just a tour. They've got to be together here. If you watch that video, you'll get all the information, and then you can call him and contact him, because he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, I will.
So, okay. So tell us about your tour now.
Ooh, tour is so fun because you wear the same smelly clothes every single day. And if you're a girly girl like me, you have to get really good at putting on your makeup in a moving car.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
No, but we're back at a venue we've played at before, Beachland Ballroom and Tavern in Cleveland, and they take really good care of the bands, and it's very cool here. But this tour we still got a long ways to go. There's the first leg of the tour that ends on the East Coast, and then we're driving across the country to start the second leg of the tour. And we're playing a festival in Southern California called Punk in the Park.
Oh yeah,
which is really interesting. So that's coming up November 5th for us, and then on the road for another like 2.5 weeks, and the tour ends November 17th in Denver, and we'll get home just in time for the very fattening American holiday Thanksgiving, where we eat all of the food, and I'm gonna drink a bottle of NyQuil, and I'm gonna sleep for 24 hours. That's my charge from a tour.
That's so cool. So anyway, today, like we said before in the part one, you're playing with the Briefs and the Dead Boys now. Is a Cheetah Chrome close to there now, where you are?
They're sound checking right now.
Okay, well, you got to definitely tell them that you know me. You just had a talk with me, and Mike said hi.
I will. Let me just check in this room just in case.
Okay. Wow, Suzy Moon. She's going to get Cheetah Chrome from the. No, he's not there. Okay, well, I just had
He's popular.
He's a what?
He's a very popular, busy guy.
Yeah. Don't tell him I told you this. When they left Japan, Johnny Blitz was really blitzed, and they went to the airport, and Cheetah said they almost didn't let him on the plane, and Cheetah had to basically carry him through the airport to the boarding place and get him dragging his feet. So anyhow, thanks so much, Suzy. Do you have any last comments or anything you want to say?
I had a blast chatting with you, and I really appreciate your time, and hopefully we can make something happen over to Japan. And I just feel very thankful for all the people who the new record. Like I said, you can find it on piratespressrecords.com, and follow me on Instagram or follow me on Facebook if you want to send me a message. I handle all the social media, so you'll get a response back directly from me.
Okay, great. So Suzy, most of the kids who watch this video in Japan have already heard you many times on my show.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mike.
Okay.
Your support really means so much to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Suzy Moon. Yay, Suzy. Have a good show tonight. I'm going
to go get ready. I got to put my sparkles on.
Okay. See you later. Thanks so much.
See ya.
Bye-bye.